Bizzoli, and I'm the mentoring manager here at Big Brothers Big Sisters. So the mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters is to create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth. And our vision is that all youth will achieve their full potential. For me, that means that we are working with youth and getting to know them so that we can figure out what kind of things might be considered barriers for them and what kind of things might be considered strengths for them.
So my name is Jasmine Edwards, and I'm the enrollment coordinator for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Washtenaw County, and I help volunteers and families get involved in the program. So we have a few different programs that Big Brothers Big Sisters offer. So we have recently started our site-based programs, which take place in Ypsilanti schools. That program is a little more structured. You're visiting the school on a designated day throughout the week during the littles' lunch period. So you're doing that every week throughout the school year, and you're still committing for a year. Whereas our community-based program is a little more laxed, and you and your little are able to do what you would like to do when you would like to do it throughout the community.
It's really important for youth to have a web of relationships, which really means that they have a rich connection to different adults in their life. And we find that the more developmental relationships that youth have, the more likely they are to achieve their full potential.
So a child gets involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters by their parent or guardian reaching out to us either through email or a phone call. From there, we'll schedule a family interview. During the interview, we learn more about your family, the little, and what they're looking for in a volunteer.
The 5 elements of developmental relationships are expressing care, challenging growth, providing support, sharing power, and expanding possibilities. One of my favorite developmental relationship elements is sharing power, and this can look like a lot of different things. For example, we really encourage our bigs to give their little choice in what kind of outings that they're doing. It also might come into play in more important decisions later on in their lives, like when they're deciding if they're going to apply for college or trade school. So by helping them practice making decisions, we're really helping to share power with the youth in our program.
A volunteer becomes a big in our program by first signing up for an info session. After the info session, I'll follow up with an application. Once we get that back, we'll begin your background checks. Background checks are important because we want to make sure the volunteer is safe and child appropriate. After the enrollment process is completed for a volunteer, we will summarize their demographics, their interests, hobbies, things like that, and then we will come together with our program staff and host a match party. That match party, we will go through our wait list of littles to find the best match for a volunteer. After we complete match party and we have written a rationalization on that match, we will then pass it along to our match support staff, which are also kind of like caseworkers. So they will reach out to the family as well as the volunteer and share some information on each person, and then they'll schedule a match meeting. So that can either take place at our office or in the family's home.
My name is Sam Francie, and my role at Big Brothers Big Sisters is mentoring coordinator. Match support is the regular contact that we have with matches just to make sure things are going all right for them. In the first year of the match, which is like the official duration of the program, we talk to them every single month. And once they complete that year, they've established a really solid foundation, and we relax to every 3 months, we touch base. But match support is just regular contact to make sure things are going well. At Big Brothers Big Sisters, we facilitate the first meeting between a big and a little by having something that we call, obviously, the match meeting. We sit down with everybody, we do a bit of icebreakers first, and then we really try to engage people about their passions. And then it all ends with scheduling that first outing.
A mentor can be that person who's a non-parental role model, who is expressing these developmental relationship elements with them and also having fun. And this can be really important, again, because we know that youth during their adolescence might pull away from, or their relationships with family might look different.
We offer a lot of different kinds of training to our volunteers, and we draw from a few different styles of training. One big one is trauma-informed care. So we look at the different ways that somebody's past experiences in life might inform the way that they behave today. So finding ways that we can see the life behind the person and give a really comprehensive and holistic support to them. Big Brothers Big Sisters engages the families and the littles in our program by not only helping and supporting the match relationship, but offering different events for them to go to, as well as a new class called Keep Connected, which is a training course that offers families the opportunity to see that things that we do in the program, like developmental relationships, goal setting, these are ideas that can be applied within the family as well. And opportunities like that really help to engage our families in the fun of Big Brothers Big Sisters, as well as the developmental relationships and the youth safety of it all. It's fun at the end of the day.
It's really important to have different adults in your life who can help to balance out those different developmental relationship pieces. We also hear from parents that they may feel similarly and be really good at one of the developmental relationships. So it can be really important for youth in our program to get to experience all these different developmental relationship elements.
I had this match who, the little was just so spirited. He was a very, active, hyper kid, and because of that, he would leave an absolute trail of havoc in his wake. Dirty dishes, toys everywhere, all of that. What actually happened in the match was that the mom and the big were talking, and they began to sort of reflect on challenging a level of responsibility and accountability that he just hadn't been introduced to yet as a kid. And throughout that, it was, I think over the course of just 3 or 4 months, it was almost night and day. I remember the mom telling me, oh my gosh, my kid is, helping me around the house happily. He reaches for my plate at the end of dinner. He's doing dishes on his own. And all of that came from something as simple as just having a big who is there to say, hey, let's think about ways we can challenge ourselves to maybe be more accountable and help out around the house more. So social capital is what you have from your relationships, your network, your family that allow you to navigate life. So it could be a reference for an internship. It could be knowing somebody who is in a similar career to what you want to do. What we do as Big Brothers Big Sisters is try to really expand that network for children and expand that opportunity. And by doing that, we kind of close that gap in opportunities where somebody who's from, a multi-generational, college-educated family, they might have a lot more support when graduating high school than somebody who's a first-generation college student or the child of an immigrant who's never gone to school in the States. So what we're able to do is offer connections to people who may or may not have those experiences that can share those with youth so that we close that gap.